Hello and welcome to Slick Training. Today we're going to be talking all about how to check out a booking, how to process a bill, and all about how to look at cash up. So, anything to do with the booking, click on the booking. And you can then click the button that says check out and rebook. Now from here you can either choose to rebook the booking first, which is the ideal scenario, or you can go straight into checkout. So for this example, I am going to rebook my client first. They're coming in 6 weeks' time, and I simply save the booking. Et voila. Then what I can do is I can go straight into checkout. So client name is at the top left-hand corner. Their next appointment is already listed out here. And then I've got the service that they have chosen here. With that staff member, that's the price. And I can choose to pay card in store, I can do cash, or I can do other. Other is usually things like PayPal, bank transfer, check, that kind of thing. So if I don't need to change anything in here, I can simply click complete. And then I can click confirm. If the client would like an email address and they don't have an email address, I can put it in here and I can send the client a receipt. That will also update the client's profile then and there, okay? When I close and come back to the calendar, that booking has now gone grey with a line through it, which means the bill has been processed. Now, let's say, for example, that the client wants to change something in their bill and they've paid a deposit. So I'm going to click on Betty May at the top. I'm going to go to checkout and rebook. For the purposes of this, I'm going straight into checkout. Now, let's say Betty May has had a blow dry, but she didn't have it with Chloe, she had it with Sophia. So I can change the staff member. If, for example, she also ended up having another service, I can type in the service name and it will add it into the bill. I can change the staff member again if I want to, and I can change the price. So I can change the price upward in here. So let's say I'm going to go to £80 for her blow dry, a bit expensive, but you get the drift. And I can change the price upward in that box. But if I want to discount something, I can do it in this box. So I can either do £5 discount, and that will change the total bill, or I can do 5% discount, and you'll see it changes the total bill and that service as well. If you've got too many services, let's say they didn't have a blow dry in the end, you can simply remove one of the services by clicking on the button that says remove. Nice and easy, okay? So Betty May has a £10 cash deposit on her booking. I want to use that £10, all right? So my total bill is £80 up here. I want to use a £10 deposit, so the bill remaining is £70, okay? So I'm going to complete that booking, confirm. She doesn't want a receipt, so I'm just going to close and get back to the calendar, okay? Hopefully that makes sense in terms of discounts, adding services, removing services, etc., etc. Now, let's say that we want to add a tip and we want to pay with a voucher. So I'm going to go into checkout and rebook. Go to checkout. So I've got Susan's booking. Her next appointment is on the 14th of April. She had full head of highlights, a toner, and an after colour blow dry. What I may want to do here is I want to add a tip. So I can put £5 on tip. That's going to go on card. Remember, this is only for card tips, okay? Let's say we also want to add a retail product. So I can either do this via the app, check out our stock video for that, or I can just add it in by typing it in and it will pull through into the bill. So let's say Susan wants to pay with a voucher. So what I can do is I can click in use voucher. I type in the code that's related to her voucher and it says it's valid. So let me move my face out of the way. So the voucher balance is £20. So I can choose to use either the full £20 or a certain amount of it. So for now, I'm just going to use £10 worth of that voucher, okay? So what's left to pay is card in store, £185.19. So when I complete, it now tells me card in store, 185 quid. I've used £10 on a voucher and I've used £30 on deposit. Click confirm. I can choose to send her a receipt or I can simply close. Now let's say I want to add another client into the bill. Let's say you've got mum coming in that's paying for hers and her daughter's services. So I'm going to click on the booking. I'm going to go into checkout. And at the top right hand corner of your screen, you have something that says add another client. So I'm going to add client. I'm going to search for the client. So we're going to call it Pia's Kid. There we go. There she is. And I'm going to add in a service for that extra client. So I'm going to do a blow dry. There we go. In we go. So what I've now done is I've added both mum's bill and daughter's bill together. Okay, so you can see 45 quid for mum, 40 quid for daughter, card in store, 85 quid. Okay. All I need to do is click complete and done. Confirm. Voila. Now let's say that I have a client that wants to pay half card and half on cash. So same again, in we go, into checkout, and voila. And let me move my face out of the way again. I just keep getting in the way. So let's say that Lily May wants to pay half on card, half on cash. So you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, card in store says 40 quid. But what we want to do is we want to put 20 quid on cash. So that immediately has put 20 quid on cash and 20 quid on card, all right? Nice and easy to do. Click complete and we're done. And Lily even gets a receipt. How nice is that? You will see at the very top you have your total takings, which includes all the money that has come into the salon today. So that includes, for example, if you have a deposit that you've taken today or a voucher that you've sold today, it will include it in those takings. It then breaks it down by cash, card via slip, which essentially means any deposit payment that's come through, or if you've charged a no-show fee, or if you have charged the client's card on file, it will come up under card via slip. Card in store is the card terminal that you have in your salon or barber. Other includes things like bank transfer, PayPal, check, etc., etc. So you can, in any of the grey boxes, you can make any amendments that you want to in here. So you might put in the card machine total, you might put the card machine total that you have from your slip of paper that you get from your salon card machine. You've then got cash in till at the start of the day. So this is where you put your float if you have one. When you click save at the bottom of the screen, your float will then transfer, or the remainder of your float will transfer to tomorrow's cash in till at the start of the day. You then have your cash takings, you then have petty cash taken out. So let's say, for example, we've got 50 quid in the till float and we took out £10 petty cash today. You've then got this note box here, which you can write petty cash, £5 on tea and milk, £5 on biscuits. Lucky clients. And that will just have a little note for you for what your petty cash is. If you take any cash to the bank, you can put that in this box in here, and it will tell you exactly how much cash is expected in the till at the end of the day. Then you can put your actual cash in till in case there's any differences. Okay, let me just move my face out of the way. Here you have tips that are taken on a card. This is only for tips that are taken on card when you add it in checkout. Then you've got vouchers sold in cash and vouchers sold via card in store here. Underneath that, you've got deposits taken. So deposits taken in store, whether it's by cash, by card, or online deposit. So that's when you've got online booking with deposits already set up. Now, You can print to a PDF. You can print from the browser if you want to by clicking on the three dots in the top right-hand corner and clicking print. You can also export all of this to an Excel spreadsheet if you want to. Now, underneath, you then have a list of all your client bills for the day or date range that you've chosen. So it tells you date that the transaction was done, client name, cash, card via slip, card in store, other, deposit redeemed, voucher used, total bill. Now, it's worth mentioning here that say today is Friday and you have some bookings that you didn't check out from Wednesday. If you check them out on Friday, they will still go into Wednesday's cash up, if that makes sense. I'll say it again. If it's Friday today and you've got bookings left over from Wednesday that you haven't finished checking out, if you check them out on Friday, they'll go into Wednesday's figures, okay? Because that's the day that the booking took place. So it gives you a breakdown of exactly what they paid with. So you can see here, Lily May paid £20 on cash and £20 on card. It tells you if you've used a voucher. So if a voucher has been used as a payment method today, it will tell you voucher used. So you can see Susan has a £10 voucher that's been used as part of her bill. Now, you can click to view receipt. This is what the client will get when you email them a receipt. And it gives them a breakdown of exactly what they had and how they paid, all right? And it's also got the link to book their next appointment. Always working, always working. So if you click outside of that grey box, you get back to Cash Up. Now, let's say you made a mistake. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. So, for example, Lily May, what in fact she did want to do was pay via card, not via cash and card. So what I need to do is I click on the void button. Am I sure I want to void this transaction? Yes, I am. So you can see here it's now got a red line through it. It's been voided and my total takings have been adjusted accordingly. If I then want to amend her bill, I click on the button that says re-checkout. I'm back into the checkout form and I can then make any amends in here. So she actually wanted to just pay card in store. Well, that's what she should have done, but I cocked it up. Don't worry, you then click complete and that will then ensure that your figures are correct. So you can see Lily May scrapped out with a red line. That's where we cocked it up. Lily May underneath, £40 card in store. Done. Perfect. Okay. Now, that's your client bills. You've also got a log of all your deposits. This is a log of deposits that were banked, or should we say taken today. So when a client pays a deposit today, it will go into the deposits log. When the client comes in and redeems that deposit, it will go into revenue. Okay, so this is only deposits that have been taken today, not redeemed or used, okay? Petty cash log, that tells you a list of petty cash items. And then you have a log of vouchers sold. Not vouchers redeemed, vouchers sold today, okay? If you have any questions on any of this at all, please contact customer support. They're there behind the bubble. It's real people. It's not a robot. There's no such thing as a silly question. Ask us anything under the sun. This is what we're here for. If you want a little bit of extra one-to-one training, please contact your business coach. If you don't know who that is, contact customer support, ask for your business coach, and we can set up a one-to-one session for you. If you want any other information on any other features of how to use them on Slick, see our other training videos, getslick.com/training, and I'll see you there.